Hi, my name is Greg.K. We all have a dad, but some of us might not appreciate him. I know I can always cherish my father because he cares more about that I am happy than he is happy. He will always never quit, and he will work hard to win. He has impacted my life by teaching me the value of love, perseverance, and hard work. My dad showed me love when I was 10. He was tired of fighting with my mom, and he was thinking about leaving, and he asked me if I should stay. It was not only what I wanted and needed that mattered to him, more than if he was happy, but it was also a part of him that needed to hear someone who mattered to him tell him that he was wanted and needed him, and that he was willing to put up with my mom because it mattered to me. Several years later, when I was 14, and my parents had already started divorcing, my dad showed perseverance when our mom took us away, and Mom lied to us to stay away from him and tried to get us to lie about why we should stay away from him, and eventually I stopped seeing him every other week. But he stayed in contact, and I saw him often enough that when it mattered, he was there. It was a private meeting between me and my dad with a therapist. Immediately after the meeting, in my mom's car, my mom wanted to know what we had talked about. I didn't want to tell her, and at this point I didn't even remember what we did talk about. When I said no, she gave me an ultimatum to tell her what we talked about, or else she would leave me in the middle of Doylestown. I was stubborn and chose the latter, and she did as she said. I was worried I would be stuck there, in a city I didn't know, and decently far away from home, but then my dad drove by, and saw me, and pulled over. It was because of his perseverance to continue meeting with me, to continue spending a significant amount of time that he could have been doing whatever that would have made him happier. Because he persevered, that he was there when I needed him. The spirit of perseverance has inspired me to work hard on my own, which is why I'm back in school. Although I know I can always call Dad if I need him and he will pick up, that doesn't mean he doesn't work hard. When he was a young man in the USSR, he realized that if he didn't do exceptionally well in school, he would be drafted and sent to Afghanistan. His father was an officer in the Red Army, so it was no secret to him the awful situation that is not only serving in the Soviet Army, complete with blanket parties and other wonderful hazing, but doing so in Afghanistan against the Mujahideen counterinsurgency. The only way to avoid the conscription was to be an exceptional student, but he was previously a lazy, average at best student. But that didn't stop him. He changed his attitude and studied as hard as he could, and as a result, graduated number 3 in his class and was able to get into a good polytechnical school and get a master's degree and avoid being drafted into the Red Army. He has continued that work ethic to this day, and even though he is in a well-paying job where he is in very high demand and spends 2 hours driving daily and spends 10 hours a day at work, he continues to study and work on learning more, even though he is 59 years old. This work ethic is why, even though I didn't have to, I studied hard to get an Amazon Web Services certificate and got a better grade than he did on the exam, even though he works with it daily. So now, I hope you can see why my dad is my hero. He always loved me, persevere, and work hard. Thank you for listening.